Hey guys, and welcome along to another video. If this is your first time here and you are watching all sorts of sim racing related stuff, subscribe now and click the bell icon so you get notified of every video I upload and you don't miss a thing. We're going to jump straight into this race here, which is Daily Race C in the Red Bull Juniors at Suzuka. We've got a standing start, which is pretty cool. I enjoy these ones, so I'm going to flick on the traction control to make sure I get a decent launch. Lights go out and away we go. Now, up in front, you can see that I'm going to get a good run here on our old friend Momo's. Coming down into the first corner, I've decided to pull out slightly there. I don't want to try and be a hero into turn number one. I just want to get through safely and not ruin our race before it begins. Up ahead though, Momo's and Fifth have had some sort of issue, and yes, he's already got a penalty. He's now, if you keep your eye on him here, going to get loose through the final part of the S's, so we're going to sneak up the inside, up into fourth. These cars tend to get a little bit loose at the rear, especially with these hard tyres. Coming up through Dunlop, you can see in the radar there, Momo's is all over the place behind us. We're going to come into Degner number one, which you can take flat, but I don't keep it flat at this point. I just want to get through safely, as I mentioned before. But now keep your eye behind on Momo's. As we come into the hairpin here, I think he's going to take a clear swipe at us. You can see him there in the radar. He's going to end up in the grass after the hairpin, but I'm going to let you decide. Take a look at the replay. So it's always worth in these situations having a look back from their point of view. Here's Momo's here, firstly blocking this guy here after a poor exit, but then keep your eye, we're up ahead, on his braking there. For me, that is a clear swipe at us, but let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Did he just miss his braking point, or is he taking a clear shot at trying to take me out? Let me know please in the comment section down below. Either way, he's missed us, so we're still in the race at this point, running in fourth place. To rip a quote off from Martin Brundle from Jerez in 1997 when Schumacher tried to end Villeneuve's race for the title, you hit the wrong part of me, my friend. And people wonder why I have the view on him that I do, and the Boca team in general. But anyway, I digress. Back to the race. Thankfully we won't be seeing him again in this one. So we're up to fourth now. We've got a bit of clean air both in front and behind, so I've got a moment to introduce the race. As I mentioned before, we are in the Red Bull Juniors, the 2014 car, and I'm in a really cool Kinder Egg livery that I saw, liked and shared. We've got 10 laps here at one of my favourite tracks at Suzuka. I always find I'm quick here by my standards round here, especially in the faster cars, sort of the GR2 and upwards. We're on hards here, and with the tyre and fuel multiplier on what it is, this is just a straight 10 lap sprint. We've got no pit stops in this one, which is a good test in concentration. So it's time to settle in, try and get into some sort of rhythm and get our head down here to see if we can catch those three up in front and try and get a podium. Jumping a little further on down the lap here, some of you would have noticed, and the title definitely gives it away, that we're in the same lobby as TheKie. Now, for those that don't know him, he's a very well-known YouTuber who does a lot of GT Sport stuff and an incredibly fast driver. Make sure you check out his channel if you haven't already. He does loads of good stuff and you can learn a lot from him. I know I do. I'll link it in the description down below. Now, he was starting at the back. Not sure if he was streaming this one, but presumably doing some sort of last to first type challenge. We're rarely in lobbies together, mainly probably because of the gulf in driver racing points between us, but this gives us a good opportunity, and I wanted to see what the differences are between a top level driver like TheKie versus me on one of my favourite tracks that I believe I am quickest at. Now, he's currently hunting us down, having started way down the back. As you can see, he's now in 7th on the Delta. There's only a couple of cars between us now. Let's see how long, if at all, we can hold him off for. Coming into the hairpin here on lap number 4, you're going to see in the Delta that he's going to make another move He's now up to 6th place, and there's only one car between me and him now, so sooner or later he is going to be all over us. But we're going to stay on board here as we look ahead to the top 3. As we enter Spoon here, the yellow flags are going to go out because the leader has dropped it coming out of Spoon. He's going to lose 1st and 2nd here. We get a decent exit out the second part of Spoon here, down onto the back straight, and we're going to be in his slipstream. He's lost all his momentum, and we should be side by side by the time we come to 130R. Now I'm going to go to the outside here. I'm going to leave it in. There's a bit of contact. I'm going to go off. I'm going to come back on, and then unfortunately for Max Apex up in front, he's going to get a 5-second penalty. Now I don't really think he deserved that one, to be honest. I didn't lose nearly that much time, and to add insult to injury, he's going to get 1 more second after cutting the Casio triangle. Now while all that's been going on, the fin is closed right up. We're going to be side by side coming into turn number 1. He keeps his foot in. I'm going to give him space, and he makes a great move round the outside. I'm going to sit back here and try and get him later. The fin is running, as you can see, his car pretty ragged there. There's plenty of movement as he comes through the S's, so could be prone to a mistake that we can take advantage on later on. Now, as we look behind, have a look on the delta there. There's now no cars between ourselves and Key. The fin here, if we keep an eye on him as we enter Degner number 1 and then Degner number 2, is going to run wide. He's going to get onto the AstroTurf and then the gravel, which is going to allow us up the inside here, coming into the hairpin. We're up to 4th now. Keep your eye on the radar. There's some slight contact between the fin and Key there, but Key is going to pretty much follow us straight through, and we're back to having no cars between us. We're making our way down to Spoon here. We're going to soon be elevated up to 3rd place. As you can see, unfortunately Max Apex up ahead is going to get the penalty, which again I feel slightly responsible for. So it's a shame that we're going to be passing him there. It shouldn't really be happening, but there's nothing I can really do about that one. And as we look behind, Key is now in our slipstream. Now for a bit of fun, I'm going to go defensive into the Casio triangle, just to prolong the inevitable just a little bit. I managed to get it stopped here, but then I just ride that curb a little bit too much. The back gets loose, which means I miss the second apex here, and Key is now all over me as we come across the line to start lap number 6. He's in our slipstream here. He's going to pull alongside, and as we come down into turn number 1, I'm just going to get out the throttle here, which is going to allow him to have the line into turn number 1. 2 does not always go into there, as we know, and we would have both just lost time had I kept it in there. As I said, there was no point fighting that one. It's clear from his pace. Look at the fastest lap there versus our fastest lap. There's a huge difference in pace there, and plus, from what I know of him already, there's just no point with that. The guy's a future world event level driver, and I'm sure he'll get there at some point. Who puts in a required practice to get there, and that's just very different from where I am currently in GT Sport. However, that's a real interesting example and something I wanted to share with you guys, as it's very rare that I'm in a lobby with that calibre of driver, but as we see him pull away, that is the difference between someone who I hope and I'm sure will go to a World Tour event in the future and ourselves. As we come across the line here to start lap number 7, Key has pulled an over 2-second gap to us now, showing just the pace difference between us. But I have managed to pull a bit of a gap myself to the Brit behind, so it looks like 5th is on the cards today. Moving ahead to lap number 8 now, the gap has grown to over 4 seconds now. Our fastest was a 2:01.9. He's just put in a 2 minutes .2. But if we have a look ahead as we come up through Dunlop here and into Degner 1 and Degner 2, The yellows are about to come out as Key has binned it. There he is up ahead. He's managed to drop it on the way out of Degner number 2. These cars are an absolute pig to turn back round as well, so he's going to fall right down the order, and we're going to find ourselves back in a podium place with a decent gap in front and behind. We rejoin the action here on the final lap, lap number 10. We've just put in a 2:01.8, the fastest lap of the race for us in this one. It's been another fun one, following on from Monza. There was a lot going on here though. A little bit of battling here and there with a sprinkling of momos, so remember to let me know what you thought of that earlier incident in the comment section down below. But it looks like I'm going to bring home third here, but very much by default. Should really have been Key's. Great pace from him as you'd expect. I guess though, the faster that you drive, the closer you are to the limit, and issues like that can happen. That's definitely something I need to push with to find that extra time to bring me closer to these elite guys, because the current gulf in speed between myself and the top level guys is pretty big right now. But as we come across the line to take third here, Key is eventually going to come home in 6th. It's a shame really, he would have been on for so much more, but there, ladies and gentlemen, is the differences between myself and Key. And that, guys, is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.